Hi, Rosario. Good evening.
Hi, Miss. Good evening. How are you?
I can't listen to you very well.
Oh, see?
Oh,
Miss?
no. Okay, it's okay.
Okay.
It was a. How was everything?
It was I don't know. It wasn't my days, but it's okay. And you?
Oh, sorry. I'm okay. Everything was great. Everything was great. Thank you for asking.
No, it's good.
Could you finish the homework?
No, Miss. This is one
Oh yes,
thing
we
that I
have to
want to do.
resign, right?
Wait,
We have to resign
we have what?
because we assigned the homework. Assigned again.
No. You didn't resend me the homework yet. That's true.
Yes, I was waiting. I was waiting the due date finished. The due date finished. And now I'm going to assign you again, right?
Yeah.
Give me a second, please. On Friday we stop endurance as subjects. No. In models of possibility, right?
Uh, yeah. Models of possibility.
Okay. Before to continue, I would like to assign you the homework. And okay. Give me a second. Okay. So we're on third. I'm going to give you until Saturday. Is it okay?
Yeah. Yeah,
All
please.
right. So take care of your capitalization and your punctuation, and you're going to have the model answer at the end of the exercise, and that's all. Okay, so it is already assigned. I could imagine that in a few minutes it's going to appear you. So let's wait for it. Meanwhile, we're going to start with today's classes. So give me a second, please. I'm going to share my screen with you. Once you can see it, please let me know.
Okay. Okay, I can see.
Okay, thank you. So we're going to start with today's lesson. It is a short lesson, right? Today we're going to talk about, these are my favorites because we have a word, a specific word for, and a specific word for each of the subjects. Okay, so it is about reflexive pronouns, right? So myself, yourself, herself, all those words, almost all of these words that end in self and selves, right? So let's listen to the audio.
Okay, Emily, where's today's lesson plan? Gotta be in here somewhere. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. I was just talking to myself. Do you ever talk to yourself? Myself and yourself are reflexive pronouns. Let's learn about them.
Okay, so let's talk about the reflexive pronouns. We have more pronouns for sure. And we're going to continue with the first point, right? So let's listen the first audio and let's take a view to this example, Talia's example, and let's do it.
We use reflexive pronouns when the subject and the object of a sentence refer to the same person.
I promised myself I'd do a good job.
In this sentence, the subject, I, is Talia. The object, myself, is also Talia. The subject and the object are the same person, Talia. So Talia promised Talia. In other words, Talia promised herself. Talia promised herself.
Okay, so we're going to use the reflexive pronouns, right? We have a list. We exactly have 8 reflexive pronouns. We have 8 subjects, pronouns. We have reflexive pronouns, right? All of the pronouns that we're going to find in subject, personal. In this case, we're talking about reflexive. We have 8 pronouns, right? No matter what kind of pronouns are we going to find, but the point is that we have 8 pronouns. So we're going to use the reflexive pronoun when the subject and the object of a sentence refer to the same person, right? In this case, we have I promise myself I'll do a good job, okay? So in this case, we have the subject pronoun and we have the reflexive pronoun. In this case, Talia is talking about Talia. She's talking about herself, okay? So again, the subject is I, the object myself, right? And because we are referring or we refer to the same person, in this case, we are talking about Talia, right? I believe in myself, right? I believe in myself. So I, the subject, I believe in myself, right? So everything, the action, believe is working on myself, okay? So we have, if I want to, in this case, I'm going to talk in third person, right? In this case, there's the subject, okay? Is she, okay? But in this case, we have the personal noun, okay?
Yeah, the
Talia.
name.
I'm sorry?
No, means it's only it was a comment. So okay, yes, is the name.
Oh, yes. Thank you. So in this case, we're talking about the noun, right? We can replace by she or Talia, Maria, Mary, and then, right? So as I'm using she corresponds or she works with herself, right? So we're talking about, oh, it was supposed to be a capital letter. We're talking about Talia. We're talking about the same person, right? So that will be the first example of the first point. When do we have to use the reflexive pronouns? What else can we say? Is there any question about this point?
No, miss, it's okay.
All right, thank you. So let's continue with the second point. All right, so there you have.
These are the reflexive pronouns.
The volume is
Myself,
terrible. What's
Yeah,
going on?
it's very low.
Yes, I don't know what happened.
these are the
Okay.
reflexive pronouns.
Now it's okay.
Okay.
These are the reflexive pronouns. Myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. Notice that you has 2 reflexive pronouns. Use yourself when you're speaking to one person. Use yourselves when you're speaking to more than one person.
Hey, Talia, do you ever talk to yourself?
Hey, guys, do you ever talk to yourselves?
Okay, so let's talk about these examples. We have myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. Notice that we are adding the S, right? So in common, right, the same suffix, right? Itself, yourself, himself, herself, and itself, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have the reflexive pronoun in plural, selves, and self, right? In totally 8. So myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves. Notice that we're not pronouncing, we don't pronounce the letter E. Themselves, I directly go to the letter S. And okay, so we in this case, right, we have, and this doesn't happen, right, with the subject pronouns, right? We in some cases there are people and they say that we have say 7, right, 7 subject pronouns. Why? because there is no difference between you in singular and you in plural, right?
Yeah.
So in English, we omit it, right? So it's up to the context and then, but even though the structure you work, right, there is no a new letter or something like that. So we omit it, or we assume, instead of omitting, we assume that it could be in to one person or to a group of people, could be, right? But how about this case? This is different when we are going to talk about you in singular and you in plural, right? So notice these two examples. Hey, Talia, do you ever talk to yourself, right? So what does it mean? If Talia, right, I don't know, maybe she sees herself at the mirror, right, and she says words like, "Oh my goodness, today I'm beautiful and I'm great and I'm feeling great," but she's talking with herself. Okay, so
Yeah.
how about other example? We have guys. So it is the second one. It is in plural. Hey guys, do you? Okay, notice there is no difference. The difference is here, right? So the context. Guys, do you ever talk to yourself? What does it mean? What do you think that could be the context for this situation?
That the guys, it's a question to if the guys in any moment think or talk with themselves.
Yes, each other, right?
Yeah.
So they share opinions together in
But
them, right?
it's really each other. I thought more in a conversation, for example, oh guys, do you ever talk to yourself? But in the meaning of what if they individually think or talk about themselves, but
Mm,
individually.
yes, could be, right? Maybe they are in a group, right? So they are talking and they're sharing opinions, could be, right? That could be the context of it.
Yeah, but
Or
we
the other
can,
one could be,
but
the other one could be what you mentioned, okay?
okay,
So yes, that could be the other context. And it is more approximately to the second one, right? What you mentioned, right? So yes, could be that one. It's better if we use this yourself, okay? In that context. So yes, that could be, and that sounds better. So notice that the meaning change, right? So
yeah,
we have to take care in that part. Okay,
okay.
all right. So okay, so let's continue then with the third point.
We use by plus a reflexive pronoun to mean alone or without any help.
Are you sure you'll be all right working on this by yourself?
Okay, so in this case, we use the word by, right? Plus the reflexive pronoun to mean alone or without any help. That's very, very important, right? This is far from the example, okay? Talk to yourself, right? Or do you guys ever talk to yourselves, okay? This is so far from this one. The difference, of course, the noticeable change is the use of by. Then, if we're going to use by, okay, it means that you did it alone, right? You did by your own way, okay, without any help. There was no one in that case who helped you, okay. But if we say, I I won the no yes, I won the scholarship by myself, right? So it means that I applied for it and I looked for some information. I studied for it, I studied hard for it, and my mother, neither my father nor my family, right, helped me in order to get
Okay.
that score, to get that scholarship. Okay.
Okay.
So if we use only talk to yourself, right, maybe we could change the context. Okay.
Okay.
So we have to take care in this part, right?
Okay.
Get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, that's cool. So let's continue though with the next part. Oh, that's all, right? I thought we have one slide more. Okay, what else? Okay, so we also use a reflexive pronouns as an indirect object, okay? When the indirect object is the same as the subject of the verb. Okay, what does it mean? Let's take a view. We have wrote. Oh, we have, oh my goodness, we have, where is it? Oh, okay. Okay, that's wrote. My goodness. Okay, we have wrote ourselves, our ourselves. I guess my keyboard is moving. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I have problems with the keyboard. Okay. So ourselves something. Okay. How about this example? Ourselves. Okay, we have both. Oh, it was, sorry. Oh no, it's okay, it's okay. We have brought ourselves something to eat, right? Bring, brought, remember.
Okay. Yeah.
So in this case, right, we are using the reflexive pronoun. Okay, in this case, it's ourselves, as when the indirect object is the same object, right? The same subject, I mean, of the verb. We have brought ourselves something to eat. Okay, you can also use this structure. It's not different from the other ones, but what I want to show you is the context of it. So what does it mean? That each one, right, of this group of people, of the students, there are 6 students, and they have brought something. So each one had the money to pay for it, right? Oh, to had the had the lunch, right? From home to eat. Okay, so it means that all of them did it, right? And there was no any how can we say, there was anything that maybe they didn't do, if we're going to say like that. Okay, so the context here is that each of these six students, right, they brought something from home to eat. Okay, they did it, could be by themselves, right? But as we are not using by, we can just omit it. So we're going to use by, so it means that they prepare maybe the food. So then they bought some things, but they did it by themselves. Okay, we have brought ourselves something to it. Then we can also use the reflexive pronouns, okay, with the preposition for. For example, they have cooked. No, they have to cook. Or yes, they have to cook for themselves. Okay. So in this case, we're using the preposition. In this case, the object of the sentence. Could you identify it? What is the object of the sentence? We have the subject, the verb,
the action. So there isn't an object, or the object, it was the for themselves in order to
yes.
what. Okay, I had a little confusion with the part of the definition of what is the object. For example, the object, I think that it's the, I don't know, the thing, the action through the action, For example, I'm not really sure what is the meaning of, or what is the context or definition, or what the object.
Okay, what is the definition of an object, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's very easy. The question here is, where does the action fall on? Okay, ¿en dónde recae la acción?
What
El
is the
objeto,
word of recaer?
¿en dónde cae la acción? Es decir, en toda oración vamos a tener un verbo y este verbo va a tener su objeto. El objeto es sobre lo que habla la oración completa, sobre lo que trabaja en. ¿Ok? Puede ser un nombre, puede ser en este caso un reflexive pronoun. They had to cook. Okay, so for whom or for what, what's going on? If I'm going to erase this, and if I'm going to only use they had to cook, right? But I need a little bit, or I need more context, right? So then I have the object of the sentence, okay? El objeto de la oración es sobre lo que la acción trabaja. La acción va a trabajar sobre un nombre, sobre algún otro tipo de nombre, en este caso el reflexive pronoun. Entonces, cuando digamos objeto de la oración, es sobre lo que la acción trabaja, sobre donde la acción cae. En este caso, la oración cae en for themselves. ¿Por qué? Porque toda la oración es a base de themselves, for themselves. Okay? Do you get it?
Yeah, I get it. Thanks.
Okay. Okay. In this case, they had to cook for, okay? We can also say that the object of for is themselves, right? Why we can separate them, right? If I'm going to say they had to cook for themselves, so I need to add more context. Okay, so as you can see, you can use with preposition. In this case, we're using for without preposition. So we have brought ourselves. Okay, so yes. And what else?
Depending on the preposition, it could be changed the meaning, right? Or the
Yes, but we actually it depends, right? It depends. For example, we can also say, for if I'm going to say she had a few friends. Okay, she had what was my sentence? A few friends.
a few friends.
Okay. We're going to choose the preposition with, okay? So you have the option to use an object pronoun, okay? Her, his, him, and then. And you have the option to use the reflexive pronoun or not. So do you think it could be better to use her or herself? Herself. Oh, what is that? Herself. Okay. She had a few friends with herself. What do you think? Is it okay?
Okay, I think that it's okay, but the meaning it doesn't clear. I think it's more easy to use with her.
Yes,
but it's correct, right? This syntaxes.
Well, if we change if you mean if this part is okay, yes, it's okay. But if we use this in that context, it's incorrect. Okay. She had a few friends with herself. So what is the context of it? I'm trying to imagine this situation. There is no way, right? There is no way to. So the girl for example, we're going to take to Talia. There is or there exist too many Talias, right? So then it means that she had friends for each Talia. So it doesn't make sense. That could be the only context for it. There is no other one. So for that reason, it's okay if we only use she had a few friends. Oh, sorry, what is that?
No worries.
Well, I don't know what happened with my keyboard. Well, so in this case, it's better to say she had a few friends with her. right? Not with herself, not herself, no, right? So, and after with, right, when we're going to use a preposition with, we can do it for sure, no problem. But when are we going to use it? When it means accompanied by, okay? She did the homework, or she traveled with her no, we can only use by. She
Yeah.
only did. Yes, yes, no.
Yeah,
She
because
traveled.
with is more, it's more like physical moment, but I think the reflexive pronouns it's more a spiritual moment. I don't know.
Oh,
But
yes, yes, could be, right? So could be incorrect. Yes, yes. I thought maybe we can change the context, but no, there is no way. I'm thinking, and no, there is no way.
yeah,
So
and on herself, Miss, is
on
it good?
herself,
Yeah, with
she works on her. Yes, yes. We can use on. Don't worry. We can use on. She works on herself each day, right? She
okay.
works by herself, though, but the meaning change. She works with herself, right? She works with herself. No, no, because what? Because the meaning of with, right? It means accompanied by. Es como con
Yeah,
un acompañamiento.
yeah.
So there is no way to use. Great question. It was a good question. Okay, so we're going to take care. All right.
Okay.
All right. What else? What else? What else? Oh, we can also use the reflexive pronouns, right? To emphasize, right? To emphasize the person or the thing we are referring to. Okay, so there is no problem. For example, if we're going to say candle, candle itself, candle itself, yes, I wrote in a correct way, is a quiet, a small, okay. So, oh, sorry. Kendall, it's a city, right?
Okay.
So in this case, we have Kendall itself is a quiet, small town. So in this case, the only purpose of it, and it's the emphasis, as I'm using as, I want to emphasize something, emphasize it. Okay, so that's the only purpose of it. So you can also do it. Especially if we are talking about, we actually use this as something that we want to emphasize, especially if we are talking about someone very famous, right? For example, Sir Paul McCartney himself sang the final song. Okay, for sure. In this case, it could be that maybe the other entrants, the other members of the group, right? They also sang the part of the last song, right? But I want to emphasize, okay? Puede ser de que también haya tenido una colaboración con los otros miembros del grupo, sin embargo, quiero enfatizar en realidad. Entonces, si trabaja como enfatizador, no nos preocupamos tanto si es que hubo participación de solo una persona, la persona lo hizo por sí misma o no. Porque
Okay.
cuenta más como enfatizador. And notice the structure, Kendall itself, Paul McCartney himself. So first goes the name, and then we are going to continue with a reflexive pronoun. Okay?
Okay. But Miss, in the sentence, for example, is it good to add two A's? So is it good to say it's a quite a small town?
No, this is no. It was supposed to be just right there. Kendall itself is quiet, small town. In that way, it's okay. Okay? So
So
we have the verb, the adjective, quiet, a small town.
yeah, and we can use as preposition as. So for example, I imagine an example. Maria as herself is a wonderful woman. Is it good?
Could you repeat, please?
Maria as herself is a wonderful woman.
As herself, Maria
Yeah.
as her. Maria asked herself. Yes, yes, we can also use it, right? Because it could be as a way to emphasize. Maria asked herself. Maria herself. No, 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 no. There is no way. No, because what could be the purpose of adding one this word as? It's not a preposition, right? It's not a preposition. The word as is not a preposition. If we're going to use as in other contexts, could be, for example, as and as, double as. In the middle, we could add the adjective, but in this context, no. Why? Because we already have the reflexive pronoun as the thing that we want to emphasize. Okay, so could be redundancy if we're going to say as, herself, or in Maria is the as in herself, right? So it could be redundant.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's
So
incorrect, even if it's redundant, it's incorrect or it's correct.
could be correct, but it sounds very redundant. Okay, no está mal, pero sí suena muy redundante porque el único propósito de utilizar el reflexive pronoun es enfatizar.
Yeah.
Entonces, si decimos as, es como que muy redundante. Sin embargo, no está mal. En cuanto a la gramática, no está mal.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Miss.
All right. Don't worry. What else? Okay. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to see what else can we say about the reflexive pronouns. Oh, we can also use. Oh well, this yes, we saw this in point number 1. So, okay, we're going to watch more examples. So we're going to say he dressed himself in spite of his, something that I want to recommend you of his injury. All right, in order to have a more, well, in order to have a more vocabulary, right? You could see it's not part of the lesson yet. We actually don't have this in person, but you have to see for the connectors that we have in English, right? Otherwise, in the other hand, in one her, first of all, and then why? Because when you're going to talk, that's something that I notice in many students. They always repeat and it's okay. That's a connector of addition.
Yeah.
I ate bread and I drank coffee and a piece of I don't know, a piece of a slice of watermelon, right? And then and so in order to avoid this basic vocabulary, right, because it is basic, we want to sound and we want to improve them, so we are available to use connectors, right? So try to look for it, try to look for connectors, and yes, right? So I'm going to send you, right? Right now, no, I don't have it, right? The list of the, I'm going to say to one of my students that I sent him to resend me again because I lost the material, right? I don't know what happened with my WhatsApp, and suddenly it starts with it changed the settings, right? Because then I have disappearing messages and what else, and I don't know what happened. So I erased. Well, I
yeah, you lost
all my
messages.
Yes.
Yeah, it
so
happens
that,
to me. Yeah.
yes. So that's a big problem. Okay, so I'm going to send you as soon as my student sent me. So then you're going to improve your vocabulary, and not only, well, it's not part of the vocabulary, but it's the way that you talk. Okay, So you're going to sound better if you say, instead of saying what and, you can also say in addition or words like that. So then you're going to have a formal vocabulary and it's going to be better. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so in this case, we have he dressed himself in spite of his injuries, right? So we are trying to emphasize, so right? We're trying to emphasize it, but we're using another way, and this is working. He dressed, right? He dressed himself, right? So we have the first use of the reflexive pronoun. Okay, when we want to show that somebody did something in its own way. In this case, in his own way. Okay. So yes. So what else? For example, if I'm going to say she is old enough to wash herself. Okay. My grandma is old enough to wash herself. Okay, so she needs help, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
yes, that I guess that will be. I'm not forgetting something. Yes, right. Yes, that will be everything about the use of the reflexive pronouns, right? As you've seen, there is. It's not difficult, right? It's not difficult. We have a different usage, right, of this reflexive pronouns. Okay, and I'm going to send you, well, you already have it, okay? It is in person, but I'm going to send you right now to your WhatsApp this page, so it is going to help you in order to see and to compare the subject pronouns. The subject pronouns is the first column that we have, okay? So it is the first of all. So, yes, okay, so, all right, so I already sent you, okay, there you have it. So then you have the chart there, and yes, so that's going to help you in order to have a guide. Okay,
Thanks, Miss.
all right, don't worry. Is there any question maybe?
No, it's okay, I think.
All right, that's great.
Yeah, it's try
Oh,
to hear more about what do you want to mean in your sentence, and I think that's it. I really think that it's a comfortable pronoun because it uses in many things, and the structure is not really complicated.
the reflexive pronouns, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, and you know why we use them a lot, right? We use them a lot, especially when we want to emphasize. There are many ways to emphasize in English, right? We actually do use the auxiliary do and does, right? I
yeah,
do want to study, for example, right? Or you can also use emphasize as your rhythm, changing your rhythm, right? So yes, there are many ways to emphasize, but we actually use these reflexive pronouns a lot, right? So it's not difficult, the structure, right? We only need to see if it makes sense, especially with the reflexive pronouns, because as you've seen, right, with the use of herself, the example we've seen a moment ago, so we have to see the context, and then it doesn't make sense, we said. So
yeah,
as soon as we identify it, so we have to change the sentence. Okay, it's not difficult, especially I guess, especially with the reflexive pronouns, it's easy to see if or to notice if it makes sense, right? Because we know that the reflexive pronouns refers to and you said in a good way, in a spiritual could be, right, in singular ones, for example, not only in a spiritual, right, but yes, there,
yeah,
for example, when I washed my clothes by myself, right? I tried to work my healthy in my health, right, by myself, or right. So we have to see those details in order to have a good construction of the lesson. Okay.
okay,
All right, that's cool. So now we're going to continue with this activity. Could you please read the instruction?
okay. Complete a sentence, drag and drop the answers into the correct blanks.
Okay, so let's start.
Okay, Talia lives by herself.
Mhm.
Dean cut himself while he was shaving.
Mhm.
Josh and his friends enjoy ourselves at the party. Or themselves.
Okay, yes.
Nick and I bought ourselves new sunglasses.
Could you repeat, please?
Nick and I bought ourselves new sunglasses.
Okay.
I sometimes talk to myself. John, don't be so hard on yourself. Bye, Talia. Bye, Amy. Take care of yourselves.
Okay, notice this great example. Bye, Talia. Bye, Amy. Take care of yourself. So we're using in plural, but I'm saying, Talia, take care of yourself. Amy, take care of yourself. So if I want to avoid the repetition, so I'm gonna say directly yourself. So it means that Talia is going to take care of herself and Amy don't. Okay.
Yeah,
So it is a curious example. It
it's
is
a
a
good
great example.
example.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, it
because
is.
there is in the meaning of it's in the way of I don't talk to me or I don't talk with me. In a first person, I don't know. It's more the example is more in third person, I think.
Yes, well, this is in plural, right? Because we have could be third person. If we're going to say Josh, no, Jean, okay? But in this case, we're talking in plural, right? So yes, but it is a great example. So as you can see, let's take a view. We're using the word by, we're using the verb and the word directly, the reflexive pronoun directly. Josh and his friends enjoyed, okay, enjoyed themselves,
And the
right?
part.
We have the verb again. So next to the verb, we're using the reflexive pronoun, both the same case. We're using the preposition to. Sometimes I talk to myself. That was your question. Can I use on? Yes. Don't be so hard on yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
To yourself it could be weird, right? So yes, that's the best preposition on yourself. Work on yourself, right? So take care of yourself. So
Themselves.
we're
Yeah.
using all. Okay. So
Okay.
notice there is no specific structure as we have with the time tense, right? Simple present subject plus verb, for example, right? So something that is going to help you is to understand the context, first of all, and to see, for example, if this is the object, if this could be this be the object of the sentence, for example. Or the other one is if it makes sense or not. Okay. And yes, at the beginning, right, you are going to think, and is it by or not on, or what by on for, right? So then you're going to try with each one, and you have to see if it makes sense. Because sadly, we don't have a specific structure. Lastimosamente no tenemos una estructura en específico, right? Que es la más común, por ejemplo, que es el sujeto, el verbo y el reflexive pronoun. Este sí es una estructura y está dicha, no se puede cambiar. Sin embargo, tenemos otras como to, on, right? Este también es una estructura, right? So if I'm going to use by, then I have to use the reflexive pronoun. But in the other case of, as I showed you, right, there is no specific one, right? So there is no. So we have to see if it makes sense or not. And in that moment, we're going to identify which one could sound better in order to have a great structure, a great meaning. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so okay, so give me a second. I'm trying to give you another example. Okay, we're going to say, Mary. I don't know why always. Why do we teachers do we always use Mary as the name and John? We always use Mary and John. I don't know why. Okay.
I think it's the Maria for the United States people.
Yes, that's true. Okay, so Maria looked at herself in the mirror. What do you think could be the context for this sentence?
That Mary was look that herself in a mirror.
Yes, she was looking. That's all. There is no the different context, right? We only have one.
Yeah.
So we have at herself, right? Mary looked at, and esto te va a ayudar. Hay algunos verbos que trabajan con ciertas preposiciones, right? Pero tenemos que ver, esto de las preposiciones es un tema muy amplio, es muy, un poco tedioso, right?
Yeah.
Nos va a tomar mucho tiempo, pero creo que tenemos una lección específicamente de los pronombres. En caso de que no tuviéramos, podemos tomar una clase y hablar solamente de los pronombres, porque sí son un poco,
Yeah.
son un poco
There is a
tediosos.
lot of
Yes,
prepositions.
Yes, we have too many prepositions, right?
Yeah, and
we
there
have
is some preposition
place.
that you have to split, right? I split and put other word. I think that was the
Oh.
preposition that I really didn't get it.
Oh, the phrasal verbs.
Yeah,
Separate
phrasal
phrasal
verb.
verbs.
I hate
Yes,
phrasal
well,
verb.
the phrasal verbs they work with the particle, right? It works as a preposition, but there is not. But we have the phrasal verbs. It is called the three part, and yes, they have three parts. We have the verb, the particle, and the preposition if it's necessary. So it's a complex lesson, right? But we're going to watch it, and I'm going to see if I'm going. Yes, we could see it this week, right? So I'm going to see what lesson do we have. The next one, Wednesday and Friday's lesson. So if it is a short one, I'm going to bring the lesson. Okay.
Okay, Miss.
All right. So okay. So okay. Mary looked at her in the mirror. Okay, how about this example?
Maria
my
looked at her in the mirror. I think the context brings the possibility to use her instead of herself, and it's okay. So it sounds good too.
Okay, so what do you think? Is she looking at herself or
Oh,
not?
yeah, I think it's really similar if you use in this context herself and her.
No, it is incorrect, right? It is correct, right? In the grammar part, it is okay. But in this case, right, the subject and the object are different. The subject is Mary, right? The object, her, object pronoun, again, her, his, there, right? And then, so it is different. Why? So we can say that Mary is looking at someone else in the mirror. Maybe she's in the public in the public bath. Okay. So she was washing her hands, and then through the mirror, right? She looked at her. Maybe we can say at we're going to say Luciana, for example, to Lucy, right? It's short. So
Okay.
different, right? Mary looked at her mirror. Mary looked at Lucy in the mirror. So it is different. So Mary, she's not looking at herself anymore. She's
Okay,
looking, or she was looking for someone else. So.
Okay, so when we use the part of her, his, him, etc., you don't have to assume that is talking in the to the same people. I think to the that object and subject, it refers to the same person. But if you use reflexive pronouns, it's really obvious that you have to assume that object and subject is the same. It's talking about the same people, the same person.
The same person? Yes, 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 right? We don't have to assume, even though, as you can see, the context may change, right? So we have to take care in that part, right? Because if we want to mention someone else, right? Yes, we can use her. But if we talk the person or the thing itself or herself, himself, so it means that it is one-to-one, could be, right? At least so we are going to use it in plural, right? But yes, it is, we have to take her in that part, right? Do you get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Was it better?
What?
Was it better with that example?
Yeah. Thanks, Miss.
Okay, that's cool. So we're going to finish with the next exercise we have. And where is it? Okay. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And we're going to have a conversation. All right. So you are going to complete it. So
Okay.
I'm going to start. So, okay. Where if we're going to find the select option, it's going to be for you. Okay. It's yours.
Okay.
So, does your friend Josh have a roommate?
No, he lives by himself.
How was the club you went to last weekend?
Great. We really enjoyed ourselves.
You did a good job. Oh, sorry.
You did a good job on the transportation story, Talia. You should be proud of yourself.
Oh, the first one or the
No,
second
the
one?
second one.
Okay. Thanks, Tony.
Good reporters have to keep themselves from getting emotionally involved with their stories. It's themselves, please.
Okay, I heard. I was reading and I thought that there was another part saying themselves. So good reporters have to keep it themselves. Okay.
Yeah, themselves. From getting emotionally involved with their story. Yeah, because it's plural, the meaning.
Mhm.
Okay.
So we have good reporters. Don't worry, Tony. You can trust me. So in a conversation. Right?
Okay.
Nick told Talia that he's innocent.
I know. She believes him.
Okay. How are you going to find out the truth about Nick?
I'm not sure. I keep asking myself the same question, but I haven't come up with a plan yet.
Right? Do you want me to help Talia with the Crawford story?
No, I want to give her a chance to do it by herself.
Good night, Tony.
Good night. Take care of yourselves.
Okay.
Oh, but it's bad, right? But it's Amy and Talia. Okay, yourselves, it's okay.
Yes, we have the plural one.
Yeah,
So
I thought that it was only one person.
Yeah, I also thought it, but then I saw this part. So yes, it makes sense. Okay, do you want me to? So let's submit.
Okay.
And okay, everything was great. You got 8 out of 8. Congrats. Right?
Okay.
So as you've seen, it's not that difficult. You only need to see, you only need to take care at the moment of your answer, maybe, right? What could sound better? For example, in this case, number 5, Nick told Talia that he's innocent. I know, and she believes himself. I guess it was the other answer. So it doesn't make sense, right? She
Yeah.
and himself. No, no, because we have she and could be herself could be, right? But no, even though we don't have or we don't share the same uh, the same pronoun, right? So it's weird. It's so far from the answer. Okay,
Okay.
right. So is there any question maybe?
No, it's okay. Always okay.
All right, that's great. That's good to know. So because we finished with the lesson, we're going to stop until this part. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So okay. So thank you for your attention. It was a great class. I already shared the poll with you. Once you feel it, please let me know.
Yeah, I feel it.
Okay, thank you. So, all right, so I'm going to see you on Wednesday, right?
Okay, yeah, Wednesday.
Okay, thank you,
Miss,
Rosario.
there was a there will be a holiday from Friday on Friday.
Yes, yes, we're not going to have classes on Friday,
Ah, okay. Thanks, Miss.
right?
Yeah.
Don't worry. So, have a great night, Rosario. I'm gonna see you.
Good night.